Okay, so we go inside the RV. A few things here. So right inside the door to the left-hand side, there's this control panel. This control panel is going to indicate the levels for all your tanks. So your liquid propane, see it's full, batteries fully charged, freshwater tank is empty, black water tank empty, gray water tank empty. So that indicates where your levels are at. So it's good to know on the trip when you need to dump your gray water, your black water. If you're using the freshwater tank, then it'll indicate how much water you have left, all that stuff. It's also good to know upon returning the RV, because this will help you know what you need to refill. So if the propane's not on full, you need to refill it. Obviously, don't need to worry about the battery or the fresh water, but the black and gray need to be returned on empty. These switches over here, you have the water pump. You only need the water pump if you're using water from the freshwater tank. If you're hooked up to an actual water source, it has enough pressure to where you don't need the water pump. Gas water heater, self-explanatory. Tank heaters is for colder weather. So if you're using it in colder months, that keeps the lines from freezing. So that's something you would leave on in the cooler months, not really a problem in the summer. Down here is the switch for the house batteries. So right now it's on. That'll give you lights, and it'll let you, keep the fridge cool while going down the road. It will not run the air conditioner or the microwave or the outlets, anything like that. It's just kind of basic for going down the road. If you wanted to watch, like, say, a movie in the DVD player, or have some lights in the cabin, or run the fridge, then you would have this on. This also will not charge. The batteries do not charge unless this is on. So the batteries get charged by either the motor running and providing power to the batteries, or the generator running, or it being plugged into shore power. So if you have it plugged into like a 30 amp or a 110 power source and this is on, it will charge the batteries. Right now, it is just running off the batteries. So obviously the batteries are not charging. So as we go in further, here is the couch, love seat area. These both recline. There's a little handle just inside here that you pull, and then it kicks out, and both recline, and they go pretty flat as well. So that reclines for both sides. And then there are the two tables in the back underneath. There's a post hole right here for one table. This whole section slides out. And then there's another post hole table underneath the love seat for the second table if you want to use that. Over here on your control panel is where the slide outs are. So in and out. So the top one's for the love seat. The bottom one is for the bed in the rear. So you can put those out on the battery. It's better to be plugged into power for that, but it should work on the batteries as well. This is for the generator, so you have to prime it. You can just hold it a couple times, and then you hold start. And you can hear it, and then you'll see, it'll show you how many hours it's been running for, and then stop to turn it off. So pretty straightforward. This is where you would put a DVD in for the TV here. This is the power source for the TV. It's got the 12 volt, so you can run it off the batteries for when you're traveling. So DVDs here. Kitchen sink. This kind of doubles as a work area. And then the gas cooktop. And it's got, lights, fan, all kind of stuff. Just pretty cool. So again, with the house batteries, if you're just running on the batteries, you're not going to be able to basically use anything here. So it's not going to have enough juice to run the AC or the furnace or anything like that. So you need to be plugged into power or using the generator for that. Something I'll note with the generator, it has to be plugged in underneath where I showed you on the outside. If that's not plugged in, the generator's not going to work. I mean, it'll start, it'll run, but you're not going to be getting any power. So the power cord has to actually be plugged in for that to function. Up here, as you can see, it's running on the propane. And so right now, since we're only on the batteries, it's gonna find the best source for power, which right now it's not plugged into electricity. And if it uses the batteries, it'll drain the batteries more quickly. So it's choosing to do propane as the most efficient source. If you have it on auto, it'll automatically select. So as soon as you plug it in, it's gonna switch over here. If you're driving down the road and there's power going to the batteries, it's gonna use the battery instead of propane. So that's how that works. In the fridge, the levers on the top to open it, just got a little freezer here. Pretty simple. And then this is the bed in the back. This whole thing slides out. And there's storage up above the bed, storage here, closet, some linens, another TV back here as well. This one is in an outlet. It doesn't have a 12 volt, it's just a regular 110. So this one would not function while you're on the road unless you're running the generator, because it has that 110 power source. And then, yeah, once you're parked and set up and everything, these front seats swivel. So there's just a lever here, and they'll actually rotate, and they can face rear, so you know you can visit with guests or whatever. So that is it.